I am a huge fan of the TSP, but going into retirement, is the TSP the best place for your money? That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about the ultimate showdown between the TSP and IRAs, because for most people, those are the big contenders. Should they invest their money and keep it in TSP or move it to an IRA? Which one is best for you? And let me go right out of the gate. There's pros and cons. There is no one size fits all. Let's talk about the pros and cons. Let's start with TSP. TSP has one advantage that IRA does not. Number one, it's called the rule of 55. For example, if you retire at age 57, let's say, then you can take withdrawals from TSP right away because you hit the rule of 55. And this is how it works. If you retire in the year you turn 55 or later, you can draw money out of TSP without the normal 10% early withdrawal penalty. And this is actually earlier than 55 for special provision federal employees like firefighters, air traffic control. It's earlier. So TSP has that big advantage of, look, if you retire before 59 and a half, because that's the normal rule, like IRAs, you can't normally touch without penalty until 59 and a half. So if you retire before then, almost every time you're going to want to leave some money in TSP for withdrawals before 59 and a half. That's one thing that IRAs simply can't do. Now, TSP, another advantage is it's very, very simple, which is nice. You've been using it for decades. Most people have by the time they retire. It's simple. There's only so many different funds, right? And they're all high quality, which is really nice. And the fees are relatively low, which again is very nice. Now, when it comes to fees in the IRA, you can actually, if you invest in an IRA yourself, you can find funds that are actually cheaper than TSP, but in IRAs, there's tons of options that are way more expensive as well. So if you know what you're looking for in an IRA, you can find cheaper options than TSP. But if you don't know what you're looking for, you can find much more expensive. There's a much bigger range of possibilities on the IRA side. When TSP, there's very few options, but they're all relatively low fee. Okay. Now, what about an IRA? What are the pros and cons of an IRA? Well, number one, there is options. That's the name of the game with IRAs. There's way more investment options. There's way more things you can invest in overall. There are way more options for withdrawals, right? And one big sticking point with TSP is when you take a withdrawal, they require it to come out proportional from your different funds. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have G fund and C fund. As you guys know, the C fund is volatile. It fluctuates a lot, and the G fund does not. So what if you wanted to take a withdrawal? And let's say the C fund, let's say the market is going up and down and it's really struggling right now. The market's way down. Maybe you want to take a withdrawal, but not touch the C fund. You don't want to sell the C fund when the market's down. Well, TSP doesn't let you do that directly. You are forced to withdraw from both sides, which is a sticking point. In the IRA side, you can choose exactly where your withdrawals come from. Again, there's just more options overall. And there's some tax strategies that only IRAs allow. Now, TSP has come a long way. For example, TSP in 2026 is adding Roth conversions, which is really nice. However, you can't do Roth conversions in all the different ways that some people like to do them. Like if you've seen my videos on that, you know you can't use your conversion money to pay the taxes on your conversion. If you don't know much about that, check out that video. And there's a strategy called QCD, which for those that like to give to charity, IRAs allow you to do it in the most tax efficient way possible. Again, I've got videos on QCDs. You can check those out. There's just more tax things you can do over on the IRA side because there's more options. And if you're looking for someone to help manage your investments for you, then an IRA allows that. IRAs allow a financial planner to help with the account when in TSP it doesn't. And we certainly help clients manage their money all the time in retirement if that's what makes sense for them. So long story short, I'm a huge fan of TSP. It does a lot of things really well. It depends what your goals are though. Are your goals to take advantage of all the options that exist and to have the flexibility and the best tax strategies, all these things? Or is your goal to keep it as simple as possible? That's the thing. And if you're looking to hire a financial planner to help manage it for you, of course, that would have to happen in an IRA as well. But of course, no matter what, if you're under age 59 and a half, you're probably going to want to keep money in TSP because otherwise you can't touch IRA money until 59 and a half. So those are the biggest differences between TSP and IRAs. I hope that that's helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video.